You see her eyes, fool? Yo, I'd have been creeped out just taking the pictures like, what the hell is going on? I'm not gonna lie, y'all, this would it remind me of. Shit crazy, fool.
Obama Osama. Did he actually play?
Y'all, the people in China are calling out for help. This is like day number 10 of this excruciating heat that's going on in China. Y'all see that? That's their makeup. It is so hot out there that the sun is melting the makeup off their face.
That there is a craft slowly making its way to us here on Earth. And that is the lie they're going to want you to believe.
Yo, welcome and welcome back to another episode.
What even is reality anymore?
It's your girl Kaze, and today we are looking at creepy videos, strange sightings, and the kind of conspiracy theories that will keep you up at night. Buckle up and let's dive right in.
This man is about to become the first person in history to walk an unbroken path around the Earth. And after 27 years of walking, he's now on the final stretch. You see, Carl Bushby started walking all the way back in 1988 from the very tip of South America in Chile. And he planned to walk all the way back home to the UK without breaking the mission's only two rules. One, he can't use any form of transport to advance. And two, he can't go home until he arrives on foot. But how bro hasn't died yet along the way is nothing short of a miracle, because he has somehow made it through the big three. The first is the Darien Gap, which is a remote, roadless space of jungle between Colombia and Panama, and is commonly known as the most dangerous stretch of jungle in the world. Not only because it's filled with deadly animals, swamps, smugglers, and gangs, but also because while he was walking through, Colombia was an active war zone. And at one point, he even said that he had to sneak through front lines as there was fighting. The next time he should have died is when he attempted to become the first person in modern history to walk on foot from America to Russia on a frozen ice bridge called the Bering Strait. It took him 14 days of walking and swimming through freezing temperatures, and at one point he even got swept 52 miles north, because remember, this gap is not frozen solid, so the ice still moves around with the wind. Despite this, he still somehow doesn't die, and he makes it through to the other side. Once in Russia though, they arrested him for multiple weeks, and they actually wanted to give him 5 years in prison. Now luckily he managed to get himself released, but things weren't cruisy from there, because right when he started to make his way through Asia, the Siberia, Mongolia, China, the 2008 financial crisis hit, and he lost a bunch of key sponsors that he was relying on financially. Things got so rough during this period that he said there were days where he would go without food. But it was when he made it to the edge of Asia where he would face his biggest challenge yet, the Caspian Sea. Problem is, if he wanted to walk over it, he would have to enter Russia, and if he wanted to walk below it, he would have to enter Iran. Neither were good options. In fact, he spent over a year in Turkmenistan just trying to figure out a way to proceed, and once he realized the only way to advance was to swim across, Plan Crazy turned into Plan Reality. For the next 31 days, he swam over 300 kilometers across the Caspian Sea, becoming the first person ever to do so. And that's despite him saying that he is a terrible swimmer and he hates it. Once over that hurdle, he then continued across Azerbaijan, Turkey, and then just 2 months ago, now in 2025, he officially entered Europe, the last continent and the home stretch in his nearly 3-decade journey. This man has walked through wars, pandemics, the invention of the smartphone, the launch of the freaking International Space Station. Bro has missed everything. He has been walking so long that his final destination is where he left from, his mother's house. In fact, he is expected to arrive a few months after GTA 6 releases. Nothing comes after GTA 6. If they don't make a movie out of this man's life, I'ma be pissed.
Started walking since 1988. That's 37 years. Someone in the comments said this is Kane.
A woman named Tara explains that she has been followed by something unexplainable throughout her whole life. Ever since she was a kid, she would see shadows moving around and hear strange noises in the house. Her mum also says that she has seen unexplainable paranormal events when she was younger, so she believed Tara without hesitation.
I'm gonna tell you a ghost story. It's a true ghost story. And I believe that whatever it is has followed me here.
The activity Tara had been experiencing throughout her life suddenly stopped one day a few years ago. That is, until recently she moved into a new house somewhere in the countryside. And after a while of living there, she noticed her pets behaving strangely, staring at the ceiling for long periods of time. Now, a few days later, Tara begins to notice strange scratch marks on the ceiling just below her attic, and things slowly got worse from then onwards.
I'm on the phone with my stepdad today, right? And he goes, "Who's there with you?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Who's there with you?" I was like, "No one, why?" And he's like, "Who's that guy talking?" I'm like, "I'm here completely alone. What do you mean?" He's like, "There's a man talking, like just as loud as you right now." And I was like, "I don't hear anything." And then he said it stopped.
Afterwards, Tara started to notice scratches on one of the second floor windows, which at first may look like they are from the inside, but the scratches are actually on the outside of the window.
So bad news, there's new scratches. Again, these are on the outside of the windows, and I'm on the second floor. You can tell me what you think it says. Let me get a good angle here. I don't know what it says, but it looks like it's like 4 letters maybe. Again, this is on the outside of the window, you can see. Second floor. But I'll show you, these are definitely on the outside of the window, because I can wipe and wipe and wipe, and they're 100% on the outside. The only other like weird-ish thing to note is I've been hearing like loud noises. Am I fucking? That's Jackie. Oh my God, thank God. Oh my God, Jackie! I'm sorry, dude. You just scared the holy shit out of me.
After observing the scratches on the window, a cupboard door suddenly opens on its own behind her, and scratching sounds can be heard. Tara is convinced this is the same entity that has followed her throughout her life.
Hey, what?
Stand up, stand up.
People are asking her to open up the road. Look at the map. This is the distance from Oprah's road, and they have to go all the way around, allegedly. This is the map that has just been posted by a user. And the woman that gave the interview said that she was honking her horn. She was shouting for her to open. I don't know if she's at her house there, guys. We don't know. I don't know where she's at. I didn't Google where she's at. This post here, it tells you guys the name that the private road goes from. But the woman that made the statement said, I'm stuck with my children in the truck with sirens going off. If Oprah's road was open, I could have a way to get out. Instead, we will just have to hope and pray the first wave time estimates are correct and we still have time to get to higher ground. This would be a blessing if she just opens it. I don't know why she won't open it, and I don't know if there's anyone to open it. I'm putting a video of the traffic jam so you guys get a visual. As always, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments.
Where do they go from there?
Cooler.
Wait, someone can own a road? Or is it just in her property? And if this has been happening for a while now, why have they not built another road? That is suspicious.
Oprah Winfrey has been securing Maui land like it's a trending bestseller. In just 2023, she invested in a vast 520-acre plot for $3.89 million, then went for another 330 acres at $2.47 million, not to mention the two 10-acre patches she bought in 2022 for $100,000 each. From a mere 100 acres in Maui, Oprah now commands over 1,000 acres. But here's the twist. Amidst this real estate surge, a sudden fire happens, destroying homes nearby, but leaving her vast terrains unscathed. Does that ring a bell? Think back to 2017. A deadly fire consumed homes near her Montecito mansion. Yet once again, Oprah's property emerged untouched. And after that event, she expanded her Montecito land holdings to a whopping 70 acres, even snapping up a 4-acre complex in 2019, which was decimated by mudslides shortly after the 2017 fire.
Y'all, the people in China are calling out for help. This is like day number 10 of this excruciating heat that's going on in China. Y'all see that? That's their makeup. It is so hot out there that the sun is melting the makeup off their face.
Since July started, the extreme heat has been unbearable. Many women have faced the embarrassing situation of having their makeup melt off when they go outside. People thought it was bad makeup, but it was just the heat causing it to melt. Recently, a woman from Qingdao went away for 2 days, and when she returned, the eggs at home had turned into chicks. These 3 boxes of eggs were left at home when we went back to our hometown. We thought they'd probably go bad by the time we came back, but the temperature was over 40 degrees Celsius, and when we returned, all the eggs had hatched into chicks. We were running everywhere. Out of 90 eggs, about 70 hatched. We sent them back to our hometown to be raised, but there are still a few here for the kids to play with. Recently, a citizen in Liaocheng, Shandong, recorded a scene where chicks hatched during transport. The extreme heat sped up the hatching process, and some chicks broke out of their shells while still being transported. In Tai'an, Shandong, because of the high ground temperature, a truck carrying over 190 pigs had all the pigs faint from heat stroke. The local fire department had to rush to the scene and use high-pressure water to cool the truck down, saving the pigs and the farmer's property.
Yeah, it's so hot in the streets that apparently they are cooking crabs.
Red and orange heat warnings. The heat is relentless, with regions like Shandong and Henan being hit especially hard. People in these areas...
The animals can't even stand on the street. They can't walk on the street. That's how hot it is. Look at this.
39 degrees Celsius for several days, sometimes even going over 40 degrees. Ground temperature has reached over 50 degrees Celsius, with humidity levels between 60% and 80%. The combination of heat and humidity makes it feel stifling. The streets are filled with a heavy, suffocating heat, and people are rushing around like ants in a hot pan, desperately looking for any kind of relief.
So at this point, what do you do? Because it's not like the sun's going away. I'm telling y'all, it's going to get a lot more interesting, y'all. China's going through it. Let me know what you guys think about this video. Like, follow, and share for more. Let's get it. Peace out.
How hot is China this summer? This guy wore a mask while biking all morning. By the end, his face looked like a tan line gone rogue. A girl sat down to enjoy a popsicle, but by the time she finished, the soles of her shoes had melted. She had to walk barefoot, only to realize the ground was scorching too. Shrimps in the pound were literally cooked alive. Locals joked the pound turned into a hot pot. One man decided to crack an egg into a pan under the sun. It didn't fully cook, but it did start to solidify. A dog, thrilled to hear it could go out for a walk, took a few wobbly steps in the heat, then turned around and sprinted back home. A cat found its way into the fridge and refused to come out. One girl even used a burning hot roadside railing to curl her hair. And the poor guy sat on a sun-baked electric scooter and launched himself into the air. Meanwhile, corn in the fields already become popcorn.
Yo, that is crazy.
What if I told you that every single airplane on Earth is secretly proving the shape of our world, and pilots don't even realize it? There's a tiny device inside every cockpit that should expose the curve, if it actually existed. But guess what? It doesn't. Let's talk about the gyroscope, a flight instrument designed to maintain level flight. Here's the issue. If Earth were truly a spinning ball, a plane flying straight would eventually veer into space unless it constantly adjusted for the curve. Pilots should have to tilt the nose down every few minutes to stay level with the ground. But that never happens. In fact, commercial aircraft fly at a fixed altitude for hours without making any adjustments for curvature. That means either one, pilots are all secretly trained to correct for a curve they never talk about, or two, the ground below them isn't curving at all. A gyroscope is built to resist movement. It holds a fixed position in space, no matter how the aircraft moves. If Earth were curving downward at 8 inches per mile squared, the gyroscope should slowly tilt to match the Earth's curvature. But here's the shocking part. It doesn't move. The gyroscope stays completely level, proving that the plane is flying over a flat, motionless surface. And it's not just one instrument. Gyros are used in every plane, from small private jets to massive airliners. If the Earth were truly a sphere, this device would constantly be adjusting to compensate for the curve. But it never does. This experiment has been tested over and over. In 1913, a pilot named John Whiteside conducted high-altitude flights using a gyroscope and reported no detectable curvature. Modern pilots today say the same thing. Airplane controls remain level for thousands of miles without any correction for a curve. Even the military has exposed this truth. In declassified documents, the US Air Force describes the Earth as a non-rotating flat surface when calculating missile trajectories and flight patterns. Why? Because that's what actually works. If pilots don't adjust for curvature, if gyroscopes don't detect a curve, if military flight calculations assume a flat plane, then what exactly are we living on? Watch more videos like this on my page, because once you start questioning, you'll never see the world the same way again. This is for entertainment purposes.
Notice any curvature while we were up there?
Curvature? No.
No? There's no curvature?
It's just all flat.
They began flying it around the world, from Abu Dhabi last year, with stops in India and China, then across the vast Pacific.
Does running around your neighborhood prove that the neighborhood is round?
I was an airline pilot for Delta for 26 years. A pilot's primary flight instrument is his artificial horizon, which he has to be maintained level to keep from climbing and descending. From a cockpit, weather permitting, I could see hundreds of miles in all directions, viewing cities connected by roads across the flat plain as far as the eye could see.
This world is not what you think it is.
We have a pilot here flying at 35,000 feet. He's looking at the moon over to his right. You got the sun over here to the left. The sun is below the horizon. That should never happen for a sun that's 93 million miles away. Here we have another guy flying right next to the sun. As we all know, clouds are not 93 million miles high, okay? So why is the sun below the clouds? If he makes a hard right, he can fly right into the sun. I mean, if he wants to check out early or something, but that's how close it is, all right? Here we are again, another pilot flying past the sun. There it is, local hotspot right on the clouds. Here we are again, the sun is right beneath these clouds here. I'm trying to figure out how this happens with the sun that's 93 million miles away. In fact, I know how it happens. It happens like this because we live on a flat enclosed system with a close and local sun and moon. As you can see here, the moon is below the horizon line, okay? This should never happen with the moon that's in outer space, 238,000 miles away from Earth, but yet it's below the horizon line. Here we are again, the sun below the horizon line. This is how you should be viewing the sun from an aircraft on a globe. Some people are going to say atmospheric refraction, but we just laugh at them because their indoctrination is showing. But remember, I just showed you guys a video of the sun right next to an airplane below clouds that are only 3 miles.
Have you ever heard of Rh negative blood? Some say it's proof of aliens, biblical giants, and even secret elite bloodlines. But what's fact and what's just conspiracy? Let's break it down. First, the science. Rh negative blood means you lack the Rh protein found in most humans. It's super rare and only about 15% of people worldwide have it. But it's way more common in certain groups like the Basque people, Berbers, and some Celtic populations. Here's where it gets strange. If an Rh negative mother carries an Rh positive baby, her body might reject the baby's blood. This doesn't happen with any other blood type. Why? Doctors use the RhoGAM shot to prevent complications. But doesn't that sound like Rh negative blood isn't meant to mix with the rest of humanity? And here's where it gets weirder. Some people believe Rh negative blood isn't from Earth at all. This theory comes from long ago when an extraterrestrial species altered human genetics, leaving some with Rh negative blood. And there's also this thing where people with Rh negative blood have higher IQs, stronger intuition, and even heightened psychic abilities. Coincidence? Now, if you're into biblical history, you probably already know this one. The Nephilim, of course, described as half human and half angelic beings, are said to have walked the earth in ancient times. Some people believe that Rh negative blood is evidence of non-human ancestry, tracing back to these ancient fallen ones. If that's true, what does that make the people who have it today? Are they half human? Ever notice how royal families are obsessed with bloodlines? Well, many of them are Rh negative. Coincidence? Or are they preserving something special? Some claim elite families secretly track and protect Rh negative blood because it holds something the rest of us don't have. A genetic advantage, a hidden ability, or maybe something we're not supposed to know. The real question is, why did Rh negative blood evolve in the first place? Why does it show up in specific ancient cultures but barely anywhere else? And does it actually affect health, personality, or intelligence like some studies suggest? Is Rh blood just genetics or something way, way bigger? And if you made it to the end of this video, I would actually like to announce that I am Rh negative. That's why this topic, this subject, really intrigues me. And I actually felt a little bit fearful exposing this. Yes, I am Rh negative. So if anyone has any information on this, please feel free to inbox me. I'm so intrigued in this. Like, I need to know. I need to know. I need to know. Am I an Atlantean? Who knows? Anyway, guys, thank you for rocking with me as always. I am back. I should have said I'm back. I'm back. I've had a whole rebrand. You know, we're going to be talking about everything. My mind runs deep. My mind runs deep. There's a lot that I want to discuss. There's a lot that I want to share. And there's a lot that I want to connect with you guys with. So let's do it together.
Let me know in the comments, are you Rh negative blood, and how has that been for you?
Like, music is spiritual. Anybody that fuck with music long enough, you know, if you don't cloud yourself and you don't, like, miss it, you're gonna realize it's spiritual. If you ain't tuned and you present enough, you're gonna be like, It's vibrations. It's the word. If you read the Bible in the beginning, it was the word. That's the first thing that the Bible say. You know what I mean? So the power of the word is intense. It's real. To try to make music and separate it from a spiritual thing, I don't think it's possible. Think about this. You're going somewhere mentally and you bringing something back that people that aren't where you just went can hear in the place that you both are. Like you go somewhere when you go pull a lyric down. Where is it at? Where does it exist? You know what I'm saying? And then you say it and with your voice and now everybody can hear it. So that's, what is that? To think it's not spiritual, I think it's being like, you're not thinking about it long enough.
Honestly, if you make music, big up to you. There's just something about music and how artists are able to play around with frequencies and words and all that. I mean, it's super, super incredible. That's, I think, another level of genius. Because, I mean, you listen to music and maybe if you're in a bad mood, it uplifts you. And then sometimes it just reminds you of a certain memory. It reminds you of a certain place. It reminds you of someone. I mean, the way music is able to like influence us internally and play with the emotions and our feelings and all that is just super crazy.
I tried to tell you that in many of these old pictures, the sky has been completely whitewashed, so you would never know what is going on, and you didn't believe me. But when I say I got your ass, oh, I've got your ass. So, did you know that in the 1800s, right up into the 20th century, our skies was completely littered with airships? Oh, you son of a bitch. But what they don't want you to know is that these was not no normal airships. They was powered by natural free atmospheric energy. Oh my days. These tall buildings used to work as a charging port for these airships. These buildings wasn't just for show. They was docking stations that picked up passengers and took them all around the world. You have to understand, this is not their technology. This is Tartarian tech. It wasn't just buildings that could charge up these airships. They could also charge them at sea. Even the US Navy got involved with this Tartarian tech. So the mainstream narrative says the first successful airship was constructed by Henry Garfield of France in 1852. But we know anytime they mention the 1800s, they're lying, because that's when they did the last reset. And they claim that in 1937 there was a disaster in Hindenburg, New Jersey, and because of that, they never used the airships again. And if that's what really happened, why remove it from history? Why don't you teach it to the kids in school? And why would you whitewash the sky?
We now have an update on the TikToker that was presumed to be missing after he turned plastic into gasoline. Yes, that's right. He was apparently being watched by some people and he didn't know who they were. He said that there were even helicopters circling around where he worked. But now, chat, we have an update for you guys from his very mother chat. We have all of the details to tell you in this video. He came up with this idea called plastiline. He pretty much just got junk plastic, threw it inside of this machine, and out came this plastic crude oil. The only problem is it still needed to be refined. And then after that, it could literally be used as gas. And ever since he came up with that invention, the TikToker known as Julian Brown said that spies were literally looking at him everywhere that he went. Then he apparently went missing for 2 weeks, and the fans still even think that he's missing today. However, Julian Brown's own mother says that he is not missing. His mother confirmed this, saying that he's safe but in hiding for security reasons after cryptic post. Additionally, Atlanta PD has no missing person report. Regardless, chat, we need to protect Julian Brown. But chat, what do you guys think about this one? Let me know and drop a comment.
Lie is coming. All indications, like all of them, is that that lie is going to be that there is a craft slowly making its way to us here on Earth. And that is the lie they're going to want you to believe. It's nuanced, how they explain that, the nature of that threat. But that 100% is the lie you are going to be told. You even got a date. People been whispering a date for a long time now. I know where that lie comes from. I know specifically what document from the 70s initiated the idea of that lie. A classified document. That is the lie you will be told. You're going to be told that there is a craft on its way to Earth. That's the lie. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I sent you 2 texts today with a year. Not from me. Nope. I'm not going to propagate that lie. Not going to be part of it. Not going to say it to the camera. Everybody knows. Just start paying attention. And they'll change the date, especially if they see this. Things will change. Because maybe I'm trustworthy. Maybe I'm worthy of your trust. Maybe I've told you the truth the whole way through it. Now you can verify it. If that's the case, then I'm fucking dangerous. You've been told the truth about UFOs for a long time now. It's been pretty orchestrated. It's been pretty clear. And it's using people that are telling the truth and want to tell the truth. Ultimately, they want you to know something. They want you to know UFOs are real. Thank God we're finally there. We're all there now. They want you to know the truth. But why they want you to know that truth now? I hope I'm wrong, but it's terrifying. Think about it. Maybe it's good to get ahead of it. Call it out now before they do it. I'll be called crazy. That's okay.
Just in, possible alien threat detected in unknown interstellar object. NYPD reports. What do you mean? A mysterious intergalactic object could potentially be a hostile alien spacecraft that's slated to attack our planet in November, according to a new study by a small group of scientists. I haven't even done what I've come here to do. I haven't even achieved my dreams yet, and you're telling me our planet is getting attacked in November? No! You've seen an intergalactic object, and your first thing to do is to say it's waging war on us. Bro, let's not start the Star Wars, bro. Let's not start the Star Wars. We have already too many wars going on Earth, and now you want to start an intergalactic one. Bro, please. Do it in the next generation, bro.
Okay, so how did we conclude that it's about to attack us? Why not a positive outcome? Why must it always be something negative? And how do we even know the date that it's going to attack us? That honestly does not make any sense. Let me know what you think.
Well, it's happening again. Remember Oumuamua back from 2017? Yeah, that interstellar object that we still don't know exactly what it was before it accelerated out of our solar system under its own power, which led certain scientists to suggest that it may have been some sort of alien probe. And now we've got a new visitor that's even more mysterious, an object called 3I Atlas. And this is the third object ever that's been observed like this, with Oumuamua being the first. It was discovered on July 1st, and it'll reach its closest point to Earth in October. Officially, astronomers think this is just a comet, but according to the data, this thing could be up to 12 miles across, which is much larger than an interstellar comet should be. And there are some other anomalies about this object that Harvard physicist Avi Loeb has pointed out, which has led him to suggest the possibility of this being some sort of alien tech visiting us. Currently, this object shows little to no spectral signs of cometary features like a tail, which should be present at this point with its current distance from the sun. It's also moving at almost 140,000 miles per hour on a seemingly intentional and very close trajectory towards Jupiter, Mars, Earth, and Venus, almost like it could be scanning the inner planets, and the odds of that being a natural occurrence are apparently pretty low. Its brightness also suggests that it might not be made of rock and ice like a comet usually is. It could be made of something else, which some speculate could be an artificial material. 3I Atlas is also coming in at a retrograde orbit within 5 degrees of Earth's orbital plane, which apparently only has a 0.2% chance of happening naturally. And the kicker is, when 3I Atlas is at its closest point to Earth, on October 29th of this year, we won't even be able to see it because it's going to be hiding behind the sun, which would be a perfect place for some kind of alien probe or craft to hide away from our telescopes and satellites for us to get a really good look at it. Kind of suspicious if you ask me. Now, it seems more than likely that this is just a comet after all. Even Avi Loeb says that the data implies that, but it'll be interesting to see what happens as this object gets closer to Earth.
I want y'all to take a look at this. Take a good, long, hard look at this. You ever notice how every single organ in the human body is replaceable except for the brain? They can even replace your skin. Everything is replaceable except your brain, because your brain is you. They can replace intestines, your kidneys, your heart, any and everything, they can replace it. They can even replace your bones, but that brain can never be touched. Because as a sperm cell, that's all you are. You're just an underdeveloped brain and spinal column. So now that you have a brain and a spinal column, you're just like an evolved Pokemon. Your brain isn't you per se, but your brain is where your consciousness is housed. All your emotions, your life experiences, your traumas, everything that makes you who you are is in your brain. The human body, that shit is not real like you think it is. You know how somebody can get inside of a suit of armor? Try to think of us like that. Your brain and your spinal column, that's you. But your muscles, your bones, your skin, your organs, all of this is just the suit of armor surrounding you. And it's really wild when you sit here and think about it.
Did y'all see the creepy video going around of Prince Andrew's daughter? I'm not gonna lie, when I say creepy, it's creepy. I mean, it creeped me out. When I show y'all the video, I need y'all to let me know in the comments. Did it creep you out? It's giving Dirk eyes. Y'all, just imagine you getting pictures taken of you with your eyes like this. Do you think you're gonna be able to not blink? I mean, just one time? Because that's what she did. Her eyes was like this, like stuck, but it was moving in the weirdest way, y'all. With pictures just flashing. And she only blinked once. Y'all, look at this video. You see her eyes, fool? Yo, I'd have been creeped out just taking the pictures like, what the hell is going on? I'm not gonna lie, y'all, this would have remind me of. Shit crazy, fool. So just by you seeing that video, did y'all get creeped out? And what came to y'all mind when y'all seen it? I know the things that came to my mind. I just want to know if y'all think like me.
And you watch this and you try telling me that Elvis is Bob Joyce after this. And keep in mind, I've done this a lot, and faces don't line up perfectly unless they're the same person. Case in point, I've been told I look like Sly sometimes, and we don't match up at all. Now let's start here and watch how this face can perfectly morph into this face. Perfectly. Literally perfectly. Kind of looks like Biff Tannen in the middle here, but you hardly tell there's a transition. And not just in that one, but here's two completely different photos overlaid. And again, you can hardly tell there is any sort of transition there. It's seamlessly because their faces and bone structure match up perfectly. Now let's just get right to these smoking guns. I mean, it is so clear and obvious that those two dots are the exact same as these two dots, and that there's a third one there and a third one there. And these are the hard ones to see. Now follow me as I scroll over.
Obama, Osama, more drama. More drama. Did he actually play Satan? Because that's the reason why it made CNN. It was a big deal. They had the eyes, but they didn't see. Look at the tone. Is that a coincidence? If he was wearing the same grim hoodie, they would look like identical twins. Is it a coincidence that it made CNN? You see, they don't air anything there. It's like the Super Bowl, unless it has a purpose. But of course, they had the eyes, but they couldn't see.
You question everything.
The following two home security videos are coming from an individual out of Indonesia. His dog one evening went absolutely crazy. They were barking, and then his motion sensors were triggered and his camera started recording, and what they captured has blown people's mind. Some people are saying it's a ghost. Some people are saying it's something else that is just not fully in our realm or dimension. Whatever it is, you can see it walking, but you can't see it completely. And on the second video, the homeowner comes out and it's literally passing in front of him, but he doesn't see it. He only sees it as he's reviewing the footage. Take a look at these next two videos. Comment below. Tell me what you think.
Tell y'all a true story, be so boom. Watch this video to the end. Remember that movie Ghost from 1990? They've been telling us for a long time we could do anything we put our mind to. TikTok, this is for entertainment purposes only. Let's go. Pay attention.
What are you doing?
It's not a game.
What the hell you doing? You're trying to move it with your finger. You can't push it with your finger. You're dead.
Crazy.
It's all in your mind.
Remember, you could do anything you put your mind to. Stop playing with me, son. So if you have a negative mindset, your whole life will remain negative. Nothing positive will happen. But if you think positive and you really believe in your mind that you could achieve anything, you could do it. Let's get back into this, man.
The problem with you is you still think you're real. You think you're wearing those clothes? You think you're crouched on that floor?
Crazy.
Bullshit.
Back.
You ain't got a body no more, son. It's all up here now. You want to move something, you got to move it with your mind. You got to focus. You hear what I'm saying?
True story.
How do you focus? I don't know how you focus. Just focus.
So you mean to tell me a ghost could move things with his mind, and we're alive and we can't seem to move shit with our minds? Stop playing with me, son. We need to get it together. Let's get back into this, man.
How did you do that?
Crazy.
You gotta take all your emotions, all your anger, all your love, all your hate, and push it way down here in the pit of your stomach. And then let it explode like a reactor.
Let's go.
Okay.
So understand, they put a lot of truth in these movies. You just gotta pay attention. So please stop looking at movies like it's just a movie, because every movie has a message if you're listening. Stop playing with me, son. We could do anything we put our mind to. Get to work. Let's get back into this, man. Not again. Let's go. Now we talking. It's all here. Way to go.
I did it.
Good job. So what I'm trying to say is get up off your ass and make something happen in your life. Stop playing with me, son. Time is running out. We don't got much time left. So change the way you think, and then you could change your life. If I'm ever in a train station and I see a ghost and he's trying to tell me how to live my life when he already lost his life,
People have called me delusional in the past, and the truth is I'm actually really delusional. That's how I pray, honestly. I'm so delusional when it comes to my goals. I don't think that anything is way too good for me, because I believe that I can achieve and get anything that I want. I'm that delusional. We are constantly creating our reality, whether we are aware of it or not, whether we're conscious of it or not. We are creating our reality all the time. And these people called me delusional. They're like gossiping about me, thinking it's a bad thing to call me delusional. And they were talking about she's always wanting things she cannot have. That is crazy. Like, if you know me, I'm always reaching for my goals. So for you to say that I always want things I can't have, that is crazy. That is such a low vibrational mindset. And if I look at these people now, they're still at the same place I left them, and that's way back years ago. That was back in 2018. These people are still in the same position I left them, because with that kind of mindset, for them, they don't think that they deserve good things. So they were trying to project that on me, but apparently that's not my reality. So you see, certain people are held down by their own limiting beliefs, and that is so crazy, because of all things to be on this planet, you choose to not believe in yourself. Of all things to be on this planet, you chose to think that certain things cannot happen to you. They're only supposed to happen for other people, and you exclude yourself. That is super crazy. According to quantum mechanics, a particle does not exist unless it's observed. So you have to observe it first. You have to give it your attention and your energy for that thing to actually exist in this 3D reality. And that does not mean it's not existing somewhere else. Like, time does not exist. Everything exists all at once. The person you want to be, your higher self, already exists. Your past self already exists. You, the current you now, already exist, and we're all existing at the same time. So for you to be that person that you want to be, like for you to be your higher self, you literally have to align yourself with the energy and the frequency of that person you want to be. And I know someone is probably saying, oh, here we go again, I still have to pay my bills. Yes, you still have to pay your bills. If you want to escape paying your bills, then let's say that's like what, buying land and building your own house, because that's basically how you're going to escape paying bills. So first you have to have that idea of what you want to be and who you want to be and how you're going to get there so that you can escape paying the bills. And then now once you have a clear vision of who you want to be, you now start aligning your energy and your frequency to that person. And how do you do that? You start, visiting the neighborhoods where you want to buy your house. You start interacting with people who are already there. You start dressing like people who are already there. And you start working towards that person. Maybe you had negative limiting beliefs. You start, you change that. You start now affirming and aligning to the person you want to be. And I know that is the most hardest part, actually, because sometimes the system that we are in has actually pushed us so behind that sometimes we just find ourselves with some weird limiting beliefs that actually limit us to getting to who we are or who we want to be. It said it takes 21 days to build a habit. So the more persistent you are trying to tune in the person you want to be, then the more you start becoming that person. This is the law of assumption. The moment you assume to be that person, then your behavior, your character, everything, your nervous system starts to change so that it can align to that person. That's why sometimes you may have a goal that maybe you wrote it down or you thought about it like 5 years ago, you even forgot about it, and then you manifest it, like it happens in the 3D, and then you go back to your book and you're like, wait a minute, like I manifested this a while ago. I thought about this goal a while ago, and here we are. So how does that happen? It happens because the moment you wrote it down, the moment you observed it, the moment you put the intention out there, your body, your nervous system started picking up on it, So it started pushing you towards that process of you being in alignment with what you want. Okay, so for you, you're not conscious you're doing it, but your brain, your mind, your body is doing it for you. That's how crazy it is. Same with negative energy. If you're constantly surrounding yourself with negativity and limiting beliefs and doubt and all that negative stuff, that's what your body is gonna start gravitating towards, so that now it can align with that negative energy so that it can give you what you want. Like, the universe is fair, or let me say God is fair, God is just, and that's basically what it is. Let me know if that resonates with you. Share your thoughts in the comment section. I'll see you on my next video, guys. Bye.